If Auburn could beat Texas A&M, it will change everything for the Tigers.
You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, welcome on into Locked On Auburn, your daily Auburn Tigers podcast. I'm your host, Zac Blackerby, and thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. We're dapping it up with the Darrell Dapprich, Montgomery radio legend, on today's show. If you tuned in hoping to hear reaction to Auburn's future opponents with what was released with the SEC Network last night, that's live. We've already done that. Whether it's on YouTube or on this audio feed, it's already up. So if that's what you want first, go ahead there. Bruce Pearl steps down. Darrell will share his thoughts about Bruce and, of course, Stephen Pearl, new Auburn head basketball coach. That's later in the show. Texas A&M has some weaknesses that I think are worth discussing, and they kind of match up potentially with Auburn's strengths. But let's start things off here. Darrell, if Auburn is able to beat Texas A&M, I think it changes everything. One, obviously, it's a huge win, a huge road win over a top 10 team. But I think if Auburn goes into College Station and pulls this off, I think people take a step back and say, oh, maybe the Oklahoma game was kind of crappy. Maybe they really did get something pulled away from them. I think it changes how folks throughout the college football world would view that loss.
I think it does three things. First thing it does is it takes that nasty taste out of your mouth from what happened the previous week. That absolutely, it's like medicine. It's like medicine, okay? Sure. Second thing it does is it, in my opinion, puts Auburn back in the top 25. And I know polls, but
20.
It puts them in. And then the third thing it does is it accomplishes what I believe was the barometer for Auburn to stay in the college football playoff conversation at the end of the year, and that is get that split. Yes. Of these two road games. So if you only have one loss going into the Georgia game and you're 4-1, you have a really good shot if you only lose one more the rest of the way. Bonus, here's a little bonus that it does for you. Those are the three most important. This one's more window dressing. Imagine, it's going to be lit and electric anyway. But imagine a 4-1 ranked Auburn football team coming back home at night to play Georgia.
It's huge. One, because of the momentum, like you said, and all three things that you just said are true. But once again, like, not only are you 4-1, that one, I think we could twist and say, like, how legitimate is that? Like, true. Auburn's gone toe-to-toe against, I mean, they've had three really tough road tests, some tougher than others, and they've kind of withstand all of it. Now they get some time at home, and yes, Missouri's better than we thought. Arkansas is better than we thought. Vanderbilt's better than we thought. Yeah, all that's coming up. But if you say, hey, Georgia, come on, which Georgia's defense seems beatable this year with what Tennessee's been able to do, I think some of the matchups there are actually helpful for Auburn too. Their offense is pretty good. But, man, like, I think you got a shot. I think you got a shot against this Georgia team. Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest, even a 3-2 Auburn team playing Georgia at home, retiring Cam's jersey, night game, is going to be electric. But I just think there's a whole different feel to that game if you go into it 4-1 and ranked, coming off a top, what is A&M ranked right now, 11th?
They're 9, aren't they?
9, that's right. They are 9. A top 10 road win. It does validate some things. It does squash some narratives. Yeah, it does squash some narratives about the previous week. Again, more than anything else, it keeps you, in my opinion, it keeps you in the race and keeps you in the running to be there at a conversation for the college football playoff at the end of the year. And keep in mind,
yes,
there are some.
Oh,
I don't know if I believe this.
Okay.
I have to see it to believe it. And I don't want to speculate because you never know what's in the brains of those people that get in that room in the college football playoff. But I have watched.
Not a lot.
Exactly. I have watched some national people that I really, really respect that are not SEC tied, that just, they're a little bit more neutral, that feel like Auburn will be that loss, and the way they lost that game will be considered if there's a college playoff conversation with Auburn and they're being considered in a room. That they will, let's just say Auburn has 3 losses. and they say, well, they really with that schedule and should have 2. There's that chance. There's that
There'll
chance.
be discussion about it if Auburn goes 9-3.
If they go 9-3
really
and beat either a Georgia or an Alabama, I think you have to beat one of the 2 heavyweights.
Sure. You may have to beat both of them, but yeah. Right.
But if you're 9-3, who's the other 2 losses going to be to, right?
Good. Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So, well, I say that, but you never know. The kind of week Auburn's had, you never know.
Been a rough week.
So I just think that there's a lot. You put this one in the bank and you win this one and kind of get that. It's like house money, all that kind of. I mean, you go
into a bye week and it's like
the bye week coming off a top
Tigers.
10 win. Yeah, there's narrative that builds, and so it's okay. Remember how we talked at the beginning of the year, how the Baylor game was the most important, and then we said, okay, as the year goes on, that'll change, right? Ironically, I still think the Baylor game is still to this point, I still think the Baylor game is the most important game of the year. I do. Because I think if Auburn would have lost that game and then lost Oklahoma, they're 2-2 right now.
Oh, it'd be awful.
Yeah. So I still think it is. Now, if Auburn beats A&M, then Georgia does become the most important game on the schedule when they play. To that point. Not
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I disagree with that. And if we beat A&M, we can talk about that for 2 weeks because of the bye week. So
Sure.
hopefully we get to have that conversation. I just think the confidence that would go around if you're able to pull this off, because I think there's a lot of Auburn fans that are just tired of different ways to lose. I mean, it's literally a new one every week. And this one was, just fluky refs just looking the other way and ignoring stuff and not knowing rules. Add that one to the list. Go on the road and beat a ranked SEC team. Sure, the road win against Baylor was great. It was awesome. As we both just pointed out, it was super important. I mean, this changes how you're perceived nationally. If you go and beat a top 10 team. I mean, they almost did it. Mizzou wasn't top 10, but I think they were top 20, if I remember correctly, last year when they went there. And that would have been huge.
Yeah.
They almost pulled it off. And they fell apart at the last minute, right? You've heard that before.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
In the 3 years or 2.5 years that Hugh Freeze has been the coach at Auburn, tell me what his biggest road victory is.
Baylor. I got the second one if you're ready. If you were going to say SEC, I was ready. I thought you were going to. I thought, yes, Arkansas year one.
And especially the way they won that game.
Yeah, then they flipped to Morris right after that. That was a great night.
Yeah. So, but still, that's nothing to really write home about or beat your chest about. Auburn needs a signature road win against a ranked team that you're an underdog against, because they were favored against Baylor, and I don't remember if they were favored against Arkansas in that game or not.
I don't think they were.
So neither team was ranked. Neither Arkansas nor Baylor was ranked. The way Auburn, like I said, won that game against Arkansas, very impressive. The Baylor game, very impressive, especially because Baylor's a good football team, and it was the first game of the year, national eyes on them. So yeah, that goes to show you what's happened. I mean, I hate to say this, and I really do. Brian Harsin had a better road win in his tenure than Hugh Freeze has had to this point.
Yeah. Apples and oranges until a few weeks
I know.
ago.
I'm just saying, but that's what happened.
What was his best road? What was his best road?
At LSU.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's the narrative that you can put to bed.
Yeah. Didn't win it with his players, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True. Absolutely. But you flip that script, you put that narrative to bed, and you start to finally, it just takes the first time for it to happen. Just has to happen once, and then once it happens once, it's over. That whole
I'd love for them to win a close game too. And I know A&M last year was a close game.
Oh, that was a very close game, and that
it literally couldn't be closer. Or 4 overtimes is pretty.
But the way they started that game last year, that game should have never been close.
Correct.
So that's part of the problem as well. And so there's just a lot that's left out there on the bone, meat on the bone that Auburn fans are ready to consume, that it's just there for the taking, and it finally needs to happen. I agree with a lot of these commentators that say, tired of losing. At some point, you got to start winning them. Tired of the excuses. And I think that this game changes that narrative. And the part that really bothers me, Zach, is that Hugh Freeze came to Auburn with the reputation of being able to pull those off.
Right. That has not happened yet.
And it hasn't happened yet.
There's a reputation of
he did it at Liberty
quickly too. Hadn't met it yet. He's got an opportunity though. He's got an opportunity in front of him for sure. Texas A&M has some weaknesses. You talked to some folks in the A&M media, and some of the weaknesses that you quoted to me, I think is good for Auburn. That's next right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Mazda Crafts Cars. For those who do more than simply move, Mazda delivers confidence with every ride. With more IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than anyone else. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings the same intention to how they craft every model. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Monarch Money. Darrell, I love Monarch Money. You love Monarch Money because it makes handling finances easier, and that's important.
Any tool that you can use for financial planning is definitely beneficial.
Yeah. Sometimes it can kind of be overwhelming. And so this helps you bring everything kind of under one roof, under one dashboard where you can track it all. So whether it's 401ks, properties, investments, it gives you that full picture. So don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That is 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONCollege. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Darrell, I'll let you lead this one as far as however much of the conversation you want to reveal, but it did reveal some weaknesses for Texas A&M. This is from, respected Texas A&M media members. And I think it's a good matchup for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, every year, whether it's before a basketball game or a football game, I have the opportunity to get on Texas Aggies radio, and they're very, very gracious. And we just do kind of an idea swap before I appear, where it's a Q&A. He asked me some questions about Auburn. I asked him questions about Texas A&M. So I got right to the point to try to look at things that I could look at that would be perceived advantages for Auburn. The first thing I asked was, on defense, what do you consider to be your greatest weakness or your biggest weakness? And he said two things: the secondary and stopping the run. Okay.
But you asked specifically defense?
I did.
I mean, that's like all the defense is supposed to do. Are those two
well,
things?
I think that I think what he was trying to say is, but they're at different times. Like if the secondary's playing well, they're struggling stopping the run. If they're stopping the run, the secondary's not playing well. That's
I wonder if that has to do with personnel usage. Like, are they putting more guys in the box, and so the run, it's easier to stop the run, and be curious.
And he also said that the defense has been apt to give up big chunk plays that led to some of the scores that they have got. Like the defense plays really, really well, then bam, chunk play. So those were the three things that he mentioned about the defense.
Yeah, I mean that's not good. That's not good. No, it's not good for A&M. Mike Elko was asked about Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton. I don't know if you saw that clip that was kind of going around X yesterday, but he was asked about those guys, and he's like, I mean, I'd rather not cover guys who are 6 foot plus, massive, super fast, can run a 10-2 in the 100 or whatever, and like we saw glimpses of that against Oklahoma. They threw to Eric Singleton a ton, and then Cam had 3 catches that were all pretty monumental, and then drew a DPI to kind of keep Auburn alive late in the game. But I just want to see more. I want to see more of them. I want to see them be more consistent in testing guys deep, because I think Auburn has the personnel to do that. Jackson's just got to throw the football.
It's amazing how, in my opinion, these offenses mirror each other a lot. Quarterback that can use his legs and extend plays and is kind of a dual threat.
and has and inconsistencies, but when they're on, oh my goodness, it's everything you want.
2 stud receivers, Craver and Concepcion with A&M. Auburn actually has 3, and we talked about that, where Auburn's got that third dude, Simmons.
Four, they have 4.
And then their running game kind of has emerged where a lot of people didn't think it was going to be a factor. A&M's with Moss, Auburn's with Cobb.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, so let's just say, and we'll get into that more. So let's just say the offenses mirror each other, and it's kind of a wash there, right? It's kind of a wash offensively. The game will be won then with who plays better defense.
I trust Auburn's defense more.
There you go.
Right now.
And what is Auburn really, really, really good at so far?
Stopping the run. Nationally relevant at stopping the run.
And Texas A&M is struggling to stop the run. We'll see. So the other question I asked him, because me and you are very, very high on Reed, their quarterback. We are Reed fans.
I'm a Marcel Reed truther.
Yes.
Through and through.
I said, give me a couple of things that you feel like you've looked at this year that's taken him to the next level, or that what are some things that you see that might be keeping him from getting to the level you expected him to be at? Sure. And you've noted, he's very, very young. He said that accuracy throwing the ball downfield is still a problem for him.
Yeah.
But he's so dynamic with his legs, Zach, that I don't even know. Now, again, Craver and Concepcion are 2 stud receivers. You got to find a way to get them the ball downfield if you're A&M.
Can I share you an observation that I've had? And I'm going to bring this up when I have Matt Galatson, who hosts Locked on Aggies, on later in the week. Am I crazy, or does it seem like A&M's opinion of Marcel Reed is significantly lower than people outside of A&M's opinion on Marcel Reed? Because throughout the SEC, like all offseason, they're listing all these quarterbacks like, don't sleep on Taylor Green, don't sleep on Marcel Reed, oh my goodness, Diego Pavia. And A&M folks are just like, maybe. Definitely the other 2 guys. We'll see on Marcel Reed. It just seems like they're kind of low on him, and I don't fully understand why.
I agree. It was just this wait and see kind of attitude. He's not there yet. I will say this, the guy that I spoke to did say that he doesn't get enough credit for when Texas A&M does win and how he's really, really responsible. In fact, he made the comment to me that he thinks he's better than Lagway and just doesn't get all the hype. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with that now.
So I mean, he is dynamic, and watching it up close and personal last year, he definitely is. So yeah, that was interesting. And then I asked them,
"You're dynamic."
Yeah. No.
What else?
The last thing I asked him was, how does he feel, or how does he suspect Auburn is going to, or A&M's going to defend Jackson Arnold? And he said he feels like they're going to spy him, but make him beat them with his legs.
Really?
I thought the opposite. Yep. Make him beat you. Make him beat you with his legs.
That's not typically how a spy works.
That's what I'm saying. But I think part of it is too, A&M is in that same boat as a lot of other coaches and coordinators, is they don't want Coleman and Singleton to beat them over the top, deep.
Man, so I was thinking about this earlier. And
you saw the response. I mean, I texted it to you verbatim where he said it.
Yeah,
so you have a screenshot.
I must not have gotten to that part, but I believe you. The production for Cam and Singleton hasn't been as much as I wanted it to be. Right.
Okay. Right.
But the way defenses are treating them tells you everything you need to know.
I got that wrong. I apologize. Sorry.
Okay. No.
I apologize. It was a 4. It was and I realized that when you said that's kind of strange with the spy. And I thought I may have, because it was a lot of.
Yeah. What did he say?
He said, I would assume they will spy him, make him beat you with his arm, not his legs.
That makes sense.
I apologize. It was a
more
long text chain, and so that got lost in translation. But when you said that, I thought, let me go back there and just double check because accuracy matters. Yeah.
Yep. No, accuracy does matter for sure. So maybe see a similar plan from Oklahoma. I don't know why you wouldn't watch that game and try to do the same thing, especially with the stunts and all that. So we'll see. We'll see how Elko and his defense handles all of that.
Reading comprehension, Darrell. It's important. Woo!
Well, I'm glad you went back and checked. I think
I just had a feeling when you said that. I went, wait a minute.
That doesn't make sense. All right. Bruce Pearl steps down earlier this week. Stephen Pearl is Auburn's new head basketball coach. Darrell, you and I have not chatted about that, but we will next right here on Locked On Auburn. Today's show brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Second week in a row, Darrell. The Auburn Tigers are 6.5-point dogs on the road. The over-under, 52.5. That seems low to me. That seems kind of low.
Yeah, because A&M's defense hasn't been very salty. So if you can get that game into the 30s, both teams.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's a lower scoring game, I like the Tigers in this.
Oh, I do too. If that game's in the 20s,
it's a little scrappy.
Yeah.
I like our guys.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially if the crowd's like kind of taken out of it. So yeah, what do you think? Let us know. If you're ready to play, new customers can bet just $5. And if your first bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. That's at FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Kia Autosport of Columbus. Summer's over, Darrell, but the savings never stop at Kia Autosport of Columbus. Drive home in an all-new 2025 Kia K4 sedan. More style, more space, more tech, all for less. You can also grab the last remaining 2025 Kia Sorento models with available 0% APR for 48 months. And don't forget, all new Kias come with tire for life and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Head to Kia Autosport of Columbus, just off of Whittlesey Boulevard in Columbus, Georgia, and mention Locked On Auburn to receive $500 off any new Kia. Just talk to your sales associate for that. That's Kia Autosport of Columbus, or online at KiaAutosportColumbus.com. Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. In case you missed it, Bruce Pearl announcing that he's hanging it up. He's hanging it up. He is no longer Auburn's head basketball coach, but he did say that he would still be involved with some sort of ambassador role for the university, which is great.
Well, I love that. As a special assistant to the athletic director, what Bruce Pearl is really, really good at is being an ambassador. He's been an ambassador for Auburn basketball for a very long time. Well, no, let me rephrase that. He's been an ambassador for Auburn University for a very long time. He supersedes a particular sport. He would be an ambassador for basketball, baseball, whatever. He has become one of the pillars of Auburn athletics. Yes. So he has earned the right to ride off into the sunset. This program has reached new heights. All the things that people are saying that I don't want to beat a dead horse. The Stephen Pearl aspect of this, I will say this, having thought about it for 48 hours, I was a little bit concerned about the timing and how that all is going to be perceived. But Stephen Pearl, look, there are people that have come out that I really, really respect. So let's put one narrative to bed about this, because there's going to be a little dap rant coming on here that I've sat on for 48 hours. This nepotism bull crap that I'm tired of people saying, it may be nepotism in their eyes because his son got the job, but I trust Jay Billis. I trust Kelvin Sampson. When they come out and say, he has earned this, he is a really good coach, I trust people that I know that are very, very close to that program that say he was kind of like a shadow coach. You know how they talk about a shadow administration in politics? He was kind of like the shadow coach. He was the guy that handled all the on-the-court stuff, defensive sets, game planning, recruiting. Yep. Bruce was doing a lot of the off-the-court stuff. So if that's the case, and I believe it is, then Auburn's going to be in really, really good hands. He's young, he's dynamic, he's passionate. I think just as long as that roster stays together. So let's put that nepotism crap to bed.
Sure.
The other thing I want to say, and I'm not going to let this go off the rail and be anything about comments and what he believes and politics, because I am at the point in my life right now where I think politics and sports should be separate. I think that sports are there to distract us from some of the crap. So
Okay.
I don't like people coming out, though, and taking blasphemous and absolutely slanderous shots at Bruce Pearl and saying things that aren't true, attacking his character. Bruce Pearl has always been one of the most unliked head basketball coaches, and I don't know why. I know other SEC coaches have had problems with him. He's got a reputation with certain things. He's beloved at Auburn, but other people love to take shots at him. What Michael Wilbon from Pardon the Interruption said about him, I wish that the Pearls family would sue the crap out of him, and talking about how he's divisive and some of the things he has said, there's no need for it, and he used to like him. Okay, so here's my point on this. Nowhere in that conversation does Michael Wilbon bring up Greg Popovich or Steve Kerr. Michael Wilbon has a problem with Bruce Pearl because Michael Wilbon doesn't believe the same things Bruce Pearl believes. That's his prerogative. But I'm tired of the hypocrisy. Popovich and Steve Kerr got on that platform and railed about everything other than basketball. No one said a word. Jeff Goodman from the Field of 68, who we loved, he's the Ronald McDonald of basketball, makes a comment that Bruce Pearl retired because of the assassination that happened last week. I mean, that is just so unfounded and stupid, and people need to stop this narrative. The bottom line is you and I knew this was coming for a while. There has been smoke about it. There have been rumors about it. He's not divisive. He's not there's all these things that he's been called, even a guy named Doc Holliday that's a Memphis newscaster. I don't get that. I don't get the slander at him when he's always ever tried to do is be a positive person. So I really wish people would just stay in their lane and stick to the basketball portion of it. The truth is, Zach, I think he was just burned out. I think that he said the fire and the will, the competitiveness, and I believe just like Tony Bennett and Roy Williams, NIL, transfer portal, all the stuff you got to go through in this day and age as a basketball coach, it wears on you.
You're seeing it across all college athletics.
A young buck like Stephen Pearl, it doesn't, right? He's ready to go full of energy. You're 65.
No, it'll be fun to have a young, energetic, not that Bruce Pearl wasn't energetic.
Right.
It will be. I mean, you see it throughout the sport, all these younger coaches kind of popping up. Like, it'll be fun to have that. I'm looking forward to that aspect of it.
And again, I want to make sure everybody hears me very clearly. I'm not condoning saying one side is right, one side is wrong. I'm just saying people like Wilbon that go after Bruce Pearl and they don't comment when other people do things, it's very obvious what the motive is and what the intent is. So it's unfortunate that a man can retire and do a lot that he's done and all that he's done for charity and other things, the outlive thing, all that. He deserves it. He belongs on the Mount Rushmore.
Changed a lot of lives, for sure.
Changed a lot of lives, and he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Auburn coaches, period. I mean,
he might be on the all-time Auburn people.
Well, you're including athletes too?
Yeah. I mean, just as far as overall impact, I think you got to have a conversation about it.
Well, if you expand Mount Rushmore, but I think Bo, Frank, and Barkley are on there, and then you kind of go, is it Cam? Is it Pat Dye? I mean, it's fun. It's a fun conversation to have. Yeah. I was on a show earlier today or
Who's
yesterday.
More impactful for Auburn basketball, Charles Barkley or Bruce Pearl?
Bruce Pearl. Because I believe so. Because Barkley, I mean, he played – they went to the tournament 1 year.
I mean, he was larger. He's been more for Auburn, post Auburn than
correct.
He was.
Yeah. They got beat by Richmond in the first round of the NCAA tournament and that kind of thing. But somebody said today or yesterday I was on that he was the most influential hire ever at Auburn, the most important hire, and I pushed back a little bit and said Dye was.
It's either him or Dye.
Either him or Dye. And Dye, the Alabama thing hanging over Auburn and all that is what makes Dye, let's be honest too. What Bruce Pearl never went to a national championship game. The furthest he got was a Final Four. Really, in Pat Dye's career, if you equate what Auburn did on the football field, similar accomplishments. Dye's finished in the top four. In fact, now he's been awarded a national title for 1983. So there you go. So it's a fun conversation to have, but that goes to show you what lofty company he's in.
Yeah, nope, he's elite for sure. And glad Auburn gave him a shot all those years ago. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Darrell, how can people check out everything you've got going on?
Follow me on X, DAP6410. You can catch me Wednesdays and Fridays, Locked on Auburn. Sunday nights, the Barncast with Kyle Rush.
Please like the video. Please subscribe, and we will see you next time. This has been Locked on Auburn.